Hi, people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below. And you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking. Hi. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas. Good evening, world. Welcome to the interviewer. Welcome to the Boy Abunda Talk channel. You are with us. You're watching us live. And I would like to welcome all three of our guests tonight. Dito po sa the interviewer. Please welcome. We started with Kiefer, Alyssa, and Thirdy. Hi.
Hi, Tito Boy. Good evening.
Maraming salamat for being here. I'd like to inform the fans of Alyssa, Thirdy, and Kiefer that you can chat with us. You can actually ask your questions. Just watch us live and go to the comment section and you will have a chance to ask your questions. Maraming salamat sa inyong tatlo. Thank you for doing this. And kumusta naman? Kumusta kayo? Let's start with Thirdy kasi Thirdy nasa Japan.
Hi, Tito Boy. Thanks for inviting me. First of all, I'd like to say thank you again. And okay naman po. Just waiting to go home and just relaxing right now, off season. So yun lang po, Tito Boy.
Did you have that hair? I mean, that's cool. I mean, when you left Manila, yun na ba talaga ang hair mo?
My hair was actually pink, Tito Boy, before leaving.
Ganda.
It was medyo bald, tapos naka-pink, all around pink. And then, before leaving actually, mga last 2 months ko sa Japan po, nag-blonde lang ako for this part, dito sa taas. Tapos, yeah, it's been like this ever since po.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about hair. Mamaya. I mean, something that I don't have. Alyssa, kumusta? How's everything?
Hi, Tito Boy. Okay naman po. We're actually preparing naman to do the bubble training for volleyball. So we're doing good. It's the same thing, working out and ayun po, keeping staying in shape pa rin po.
All's good, no? All's well. That's good. Kiefer, ikaw, kumusta?
Okay lang, Tito Boy. Ito, we're still waiting for the PBA to start. Still, trying to be in tip-top shape just to be ready with anything that comes up. And yeah, most importantly, staying healthy. I think that's the most important part. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alyssa, the pandemic, we've been, it's almost 2 years now. Bilis, no? Bilis ang panahon. 2 years na. How well, I'm so afraid to phrase a question from using the word difficult. How difficult has it been? Especially to your sports. Itong buhay natin di ba? Gaano kahirap yun?
It was very difficult, Tito Boy. I went to a point na parang I was asking myself kung ano ba ako if walang volleyball. I felt that I'm so useless, worthless talaga since my life has been like volleyball since the very beginning. And ayan lang, Tito Boy, very hard, but din ko rin nakikita na grabe din yung nagawa ng sports sa iba't ibang tao. Grabe yung inspiration and na nabibigay niya sa hindi lang sa mga atleta but kahit sa mga taong nanonood lang ng sports. So kaya naman hanggang ngayon meron pa ring hope na makabalik tayo at makabalik yung sports. Hopefully kahit merong ganitong pandemic.
There's an interesting question. Ano ako kung walang volleyball? And really, I mean, how do you answer that? Or how do you answer that? How did you answer that when you asked yourself, what am I without volleyball?
Honestly, Tito Boy, I've been actually still wondering kung ano ba talaga yung sagot doon. But in the process, I still learning so much about myself. As you've known, Tito Boy, di ba, I'm making scented candles and all that stuff to really actually siguro para mas nakikita ko kung ano ako after volleyball din. I think this is one thing na blessing in disguise or I'm really thankful for also sa pandemic because I think as early as now pinapaisip niya na ako kung ano yung mga things na pwede kong gawin after volleyball.
That's a good way to look at it. Nagtataka nga ako bakit hindi kayo masyadong active sa candles dahil napakaganda ng quality, napakabango. But I totally understand. But that's not just your question. That's a question also for Thirdy, for Kiefer, for us. What are we without what we're doing? Yun nga, ang naririnig ko sa iyo, Alyssa, is parang right now, you're being reminded that there are other things to do and the time will come when you will not be playing volleyball. Di ba? Yung parang inihahanda ka rin. Ikaw, Kif, when you ask, who are you, what are you without basketball?
Well, siguro probably just the same with Alyssa, no? It's really difficult to answer, especially nakilala kami because of our sports, eh. Diba? So, I think we owe a lot to the sport, and throughout the pandemic, there's been a lot of soul searching also kung ano ba yung nangyayari. I've done this before actually when I got suspended. Parang hindi ako napaglaro ng basketball. Parang, I went with different hobbies. I tried playing golf, speaking about my experiences to the youth, the next generation basketball players. And ngayon naman na may ganito ulit na hindi ulit tayo nakapaglaro. Now I'm into a hobby that I've started when we were kids together with Thirdy.
Which is?
Into collecting cards, memorabilias, and trying to make it as an investment. And yeah, something still related with sports, something still related with basketball kasi syempre yun yung forte namin, that's what we know, and time is really not on our side into really finding out and learning new things for myself. But now that I'm back into the hobby, nakakatawa kasi you increase your network, you meet a lot of new people, you learn a lot of new things. So I guess that's what the pandemic is teaching us right now, learning to be adaptive, learning new skills, and just reacting to whatever's happening in our lives right now.
That's true. Thirdy, ikaw?
Yun nga, Tito Boy, I have to go with my brother and Alyssa. The pandemic did a lot. I mean, for them, kasi nga, walang volleyball and yung schedule ng PBA pausog din minsan. And I was in Japan, so hindi ko masyado nabigyan ng time na off of basketball kasi nga the season was ongoing. But right now, I mean, it's hard to say that because just like what they said, our foundation lies on our sport, on basketball, and I've poured in the thousands of hours that you need and more each and every single day. So right now, I don't, I can't think of an answer for that question, Tito Boy.
That's
but
true.
I think it's something that would probably help with the family. Kasi nga, I have no strict passion or like something na hobby na talagang gusto ko gawin. So yeah, I like to do a lot of little things. So yeah, I have no answer to that question yet.
No, we'll talk about, you were able to play basketball, but what happened to you was you got the virus.
Yeah.
And that was unexpected. We'll talk about it later. Ako lang ang naririnig ko is, like you, I'm also very public, pero I'll use very strong words. Nakaka-insecure, ha? Nakakatakot. It's because it's very uncertain. Like, sabi ko nga, how do I go back to television? I mean, everything is digital. The landscape has changed. Meron pa kaya ako babalikan? Meron pa kaya akong trabaho? Am I relevant? Laos na ba ako? I mean, this is the end of it. I mean, lahat yan dumaan, no? And there are financial considerations. Merong how ready am I for something like this? Kaya I appreciated what you said, Alyssa, na ito we were pushed to a certain point where pinaisip na tayo, pagdating kayo ng panahon na wala na yung ginagawa natin, ano ba ang value natin? Ano ba ang worth natin? And I think to a lot of people who are listening in, to a lot of people who are watching this conversation, isa yun sa nabigay nung pandemya. May mga bagay na mangyayari na hindi tayo handa, na that will humble us because we have been humbled. Hindi lang tayo pinalud, pinadapa tayo ng pandemya. But to be able to ask questions like who am I without volleyball? Who am I without television? Who am I without basketball? Are questions that we are forced to answer. Wala tayong choice di ba? Parang, and tama si Kiefer, I just wanted to share this with you. Ito yung takeaway ko. Wala tayong choice. Hindi naman walang choice. We have the choice to either go bad or good. We choose to be good, hobbies, helping others, and, discovering, as I would say, discovering a lot of things about ourselves, di ba? Pero totoo yan, nakaka-insecure ha. Duman ba kayo doon? Yung parang, hala, may trabaho pa ba ako? Ano bang babalikan ko? And that somehow, pero you pray, you talk to people who are positive, and then you hope. At the end of the exercise, kailangan hindi mawala yung laban, yung pag-asa na, hindi, gagawa't gagawa. I reached the point when I was telling myself, sige, ibalik nyo na lang ako sa probinsya. For as long as I'm able to go back home, I'm okay. Yung may internal... Did you go through that, Alyssa? Because I know, laking Batangas, yung... Pwede ba? Iuwi nyo na lang ako.
Tito Boy, siguro merong sa isip ko na kahit anong mangyari, hindi naman mawala yung volleyball. But bumalik man ako sa simpleng, alam mo yun, yung normal, yung dating way of living, lifestyle also. Walang problema sa akin kasi until now naman ganun pa rin po yung pinaparamdam din sa akin ng family ko. I can go back and hindi naman din nagbago po. So
that's true.
So hindi rin po ako natatakot sa ganun. It's really just hard to accept that I'm not so sure before po kung may volleyball pa kasi it's really my life. It's my outlet, it's my stress reliever, and like it's probably I'm here in front of everyone then because of volleyball. So yun lang din po yung natakot talaga po ako.
And you also know that things like this can happen. Ako talaga yung parang nobody was ready for the pandemic. Nobody was ready for the pandemic. I mean, we didn't prepare for the pandemic. As a matter of fact, when it started, I think the general feeling was, sandali lang yan, teknolohiya, we're so advanced. Ayun. Tinapik tayo ng Diyos at sinabing, Thirdy, bring us to that experience. I mean, very quickly, bring us to that experience when you contracted the virus. How was it?
Well, in my case po, Tito Boy, the only symptoms that I've gotten were shortness of breath and loss of smell. Nawalan ako ng smell, Tito Boy, mga 5 months from November. And I remember getting it back somewhere in March. So, yun lang po talaga. Nangyari sa akin.
Pero walang sipon, walang lagnat, you were not coughing.
Well, nung the day itself na I got sick and tested, that was the only day where I felt that I had flu. Parang trangkaso po din yung feeling niya, Tito Boy. So, the next day naman, I was normal and I thought I was okay na until I got the results saying na positive nga po, Tito Boy. So, after that, I just quarantined in my apartment for 2 weeks.
Okay, when you finally tested negative, wala ka pa ring panlasa? Wala ka pa ring pang-amoy?
Yung panlasa, Tito Boy, hindi po nawala. But yung smell, yun nga, wala rin po talaga ako mamoy. I tried...
Kahit negative ka na?
Yeah, kahit negative po. Nag-spray po ako ng perfume every day para
para maamoy mo?
Kung may smell na ako, pero wala pa rin po.
Alam ko you're very close. I mean, you're a very close knit family. And you were alone in Japan. How difficult was that? Manong wasn't there, mom wasn't there, dad wasn't there, Danny wasn't there. Gaano kahirap yun na mag-isa ka?
Well, Tito Boy, I mean, medyo mahirap siya at the start, but you kind of get used to it. But it tends to hit you on the days na, where everyone's together and ikaw lang yung wala, like your birthday, your Christmas, New Year, yung mga ganong occasion, dun mo po nakikita talaga na parang ang hirap nga na mag-isa ka. But, the normal days, kaya naman po because I always just keep calling my mom, my dad, or my friends, sometimes my siblings. But, yun nga, yung mga Tito Boy, mga may hirap po yung mga holiday, special occasions po.
Yeah, that's a good side about technology. I have it from sources. Meron ka na raw girlfriend sa Japan.
Wala po, Tito Boy. That is not true.
That is not true. I mean, do you have time to go out? Do you have time to meet girls? Do you have time to date? while working in Japan?
Well, Tito Boy, I mean, yun nga po kasi I contracted COVID na rin, and it's not safe to go out as well. You
Okay.
know,
So,
you're practicing with the team and you don't want to get anyone in the team infected because they have kids and all of that. So, hindi rin po talaga makalabas even if I want to, Tito Boy.
okay. But how is it working with your new family there? Yung mga teammates, the coaches, how is it in a language that non-basketball players like me would understand?
Well, I'd say we connect pretty well kasi nga po, everyone is alone. Don't have families. Pero yung mga players din mostly just stay in their apartments. So we know the struggle. I have 4 import teammates with me as well. And they've gone through it so many times in their lives, and this is my first one. So nakakapag-usap po kami about it, and bibigyan po nila ako ng advice. So I guess that makes it easier. At the same time, it creates a bond within us, not just the imports but the Japanese players as well, na napapagdaanan namin halos yung parehas na bagay po.
In terms of communications, paano?
With the imports, there's no problem, and the coach,
Yeah.
but with some of the Japanese players, hindi, hirap din po kasi sila konti sa English. So, minsan yung mga ibang teammate na Japanese, they help us out in translating when we're talking to those who don't really speak English. So, we just find, middle ground, whether it's like one word or kailangan mong i-act out.
Okay.
Yung mga bagay na lang po. It turns into charades minsan, Tito Boy, pag nag-uusap kami.
No, I was told when I was in college, I think that was college, that you can actually learn the Japanese language by hearing. Eventually, do you realize that you would be speaking Japanese fluently? Sa karirinig lang daw matututo at matututo ka eh.
Yeah, I think it's easy to learn some words na kasi they use it so often, like yung konnichiwa or yung excuse me, which is onegaishimasu, aisumasen, or those words, konbanwa, good evening. They use it so often that you get to pick it up din kasi along the way. Kaya sanay ka. Natitrain din po na konti, pero hanggang dun lang po, Tito Boy.
No, eventually, I think 30. Eventually, you'll get the hang of it, and then I wouldn't be surprised in our next conversation. It's Japanese na talaga ang Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka. You would be speaking Japanese. Okay, but I wish you the best. I'd like to remind our audience, I'd like to remind the followers of Alyssa, Kiefer, and 30 that you can actually send in your questions. Kif, I want to talk to you about 2 things. One, the Jordan thing. Number 2, yung mainit na pinag-uusapan na di umano'y ikay maglalaro para sa isang team na malapit doon sa team ni 30. I mean, talk only about the things that you can talk about.
So I'll start with the Jordan brand first.
Okay, the Jordan brand first.
Well, siguro, just a huge privilege, huge honor for me, again, being the first Filipino to be part of, a prestigious family. Na alam natin yan, Tito Boy, Jordan, marinig mo pa lang, parang it's associated with being great already, di ba? So, I guess the responsibility just grows and grows for me, trying to raise the standards of being able to be at par with household names when it comes to basketball, especially ngayon sa Jordan brand, nandun na din yung youth movement, di ba? So
right. How were you chosen, Kif? Paano ka natagpuan ng mga taga-Jordan?
Nabunot lang ako, Tito Boy, hindi joke. Pero my relationships with Nike, I've been part of Nike
for a long time.
For a very long time, more than a decade to be exact. And it helped me a lot, it helped me a lot to increase my network, my relationships exceeded the local standpoint. It became global. And a lot of opportunities, came from those relationships. So I knew a lot of people inside, and eventually, my story And my mission personally when it comes to basketball is not just winning a lot of championships and winning a lot of awards. It goes beyond the court. So they took notice of that, and I was the lucky pick of the brand to be the first Southeast Asian athlete and
Tama.
first Filipino athlete. No, so again, it's responsibilities just increases, and um yung standards din tumataas din, 'di ba? So kailangan mo
Oh,
din yung
right.
self
But Kif, what does it mean? What does it mean to be a member now of the Jordan family? What do you get? I mean, will you be meeting Michael Jordan one of these days? Will you be able to sleep in his house? Will you be friends? Will you be talking to each other? I mean,
uh,
what does it mean? Alam mo,
for
you know why I ask? Because I didn't appreciate Michael Jordan. I appreciated him before, but after the documentary, naiintindihan ko siya. I become a big fan. Naiintindihan ko yung drive, naiintindihan ko yung laro, naiintindihan ko how he makes his points. I understand where he's coming from. I totally get him now. Dati kasi hindi ko siya, I mean, Michael Jordan, I mean, a great player. But after the documentary, napahanga pa niya ako ng husto kasi nakita ko kung why he is who he is.
yes.
Why he is who he is. But anyway, so what does it mean? I mean, do you guys meet once a year? Do you go to somewhere?
Well, actually, when it comes to the specifics, I'm not really sure
Okay.
of how it goes pa. It's so uncertain kasi, especially with my timeline here in the country.
Correct.
Like kung gusto man namin gumawa ng mga shoots or anything, it has to go through so many things. That's why it's really uncertain. So
And also because of the situation, also because of the
yeah,
pandemic. Yeah.
also in a US perspective, in the
Mm.
United States, it's not just so easy to just enter and leave and do this and that. So hopefully one day, I get to meet the great Michael Jordan, just be
Yeah.
amongst them, probably in one room or in one area. Hopefully, so that has been my dream.
Oh, okay. Let's go to the next one. I mean, diretsahin na natin. Is there a problem with the PBA with NLEX because you're playing with this? You have this other thing. What can you tell us?
Not a lot actually. So I'll probably
Not yet.
I'll probably pass on that one, but we'll just see. Only time can tell.
Okay. I will stop there. Ang importante we are not we're not dismissing what is being talked about, but you're not ready to talk about it right now. Okay. Mabilisan lang before we entertain the questions from our audience. 30, yung pagiging adventurous sa fashion, itong hair halimbawa, saan ang galing to?
Well, before Tito Boy, kasi nung bata pa ako, I actually started out trying to dress up because I knew na basketball-wise, I couldn't be as good as my brother or my dad. Nung panahon na yun. So I think my best defense mechanism that time was I was gonna be the best dressed. So yun talaga Tito Boy.
Dapat bad.
I really tried experimenting and trying to see what I like, the things I don't like, the things that make that fit my body type. And yun, over time po, Tito Boy, talagang nagustuhan ko talaga, and I really loved, putting
Okay.
pieces together and all of that. So
How does it sound, Kiefer? I mean, to be indirectly told that you're not actually a good dresser.
I'm actually surprised. I'm actually
My
not
words,
surprised.
actually.
I'm comfort over style any time of the day. They would know it. Thirdy would agree. Alyssa would agree. And yeah, that's just it for me, I guess.
Kiefer, I was joking. You don't have to defend yourself.
I tried. Sometimes,
Pero, looking at you now, you lost weight. How'd you do that?
I
Diba?
was,
Alyssa, do you agree? Lost weight.
yes.
yeah, I had to. I guess we're not getting any younger. And just trying to take care of my body. Kasi syempre mahirap din, no? Walang basketball na na consistent. So, kailangan alagaan din talaga yung sarili kahit andito sa bahay.
Akala ko sasabihin mo, mahirap na, maraming kakumpetensya kay Alyssa, kay Ali.
Ito ba, hiyang?
Okay, that's a word, hiyang. Okay. Alyssa, buhay sa, people would wonder, may mga bagong words ito ngayon, di ba? Yung mga bubble, for example. Very brief, ano yung buhay doon?
Well, Tito Boy, I would say it was very entertaining for me. Because Kiefer would know, I'm the type na hindi rin ako super homebody. Like, I can do train, sleep, eat. That's the routine talaga. Very, ako, Tito Boy. Gusto ko yung organized, systematic talaga. And I like it like that also na nakaka-focus din kami as of parang it's been a while since I've had siguro training na gano'n, naka-focus. So I'm really just enjoying it. Well, I don't know in the next few months kasi medyo mas matatagal na yung mga bubble. But as of the moment, I really enjoy it, bonding with my teammates also, getting to know them better. So I think yun yung isa sa mga things na na-appreciate ko sa mga bubble training.
Okay. Kiefer naman is not giving you problems.
Tito Boy. wala, Tito Boy.
Yung that's very telling.
Naglag ata, Tito Boy. No, I'm kidding. But Tito
Good boy naman.
Yeah, we're really actually very supportive of each other. This is a different situation for
Right.
the both of us, even like Thirdy. But I'm just really looking forward, syempre, makita din makapaglaro na ulit si Keith. And syempre, feeling ko naman,
That's true.
ganun din siya. So, we're just really, we're supporting each other naman, Tito Boy. Kaya, Tito Boy, magsasabi ako sa'yo.
We'll talk about it because it's interesting. Been together for 5 years. Here's our first question from your followers. Katrina Anika, are you excited to play against your brother Thirdy? This is for Kiefer. Does it excite you to be in another team that is potentially that is potentially a rival of Thirdy's team? Is that possible?
Well, of course, we're always excited with playing against each other. I think never pa siya nangyayari. But there are just, things have to take care of itself first right now. Before I could say that. So, but of course, we're hoping for the best. And just excited to, hopefully si Thirdy malapit na din umuwi na makapag-usap kami personally. And just talk about things.
Yeah, you're professional. We were running around the village. And then may nakasalubong akong kapitbahay. Sabi na, what are you doing tonight? Sabi ko, no, I'm doing a live interview with Kiefer, Thirdy, and Alyssa. Alam mo and I didn't realize this Alam mo yung sinabi niya, hindi yung basketball player, volleyball player, mabubuti silang mga tao, mabubuti silang anak. She used the word mabuti, which is true. Come to think of it, you can be very competitive. You are in an extremely competitive sports, but you're really good people. My neighbor, sabi niya, they're good, no?
Thank you, neighbor.
That was so proud. I mean, not perfect. I'm not saying not perfect, but for the considering that the first word that that went to her mind was they're good. They're good, no? They're good children. They're good boys. She's a nice girl. I was happy about it. Here's a question from Tinay Agpoon. For Alyssa, for Ate Lai. Is that how it?
Yes,
is that how you called, no?
Yes.
Gaano ka po ka-proud kay Kuya Kief and Kuya Thirdy?
Grabe. Well, as an athlete po, grabe yung admiration ko sa kanilang dalawa. Kasi I think lahat ng mga atleta would love to represent their country, would love to go play abroad internationally to get all the experiences we want para pagbalik namin, maibibigay namin sa country din namin yung mga natutunan namin. And both of those dreams naman nagagawa nila. And ako as bilang atleta, bilang fan din ng basketball, ng sports, talagang ako rin po gusto ko rin maging inspiration ko din sila, kumbaga. Grabe, talaga namang competitive po talaga kami, Tito Boy. Hindi rin kami papayag na isa lang ang makakaala. So I think it's a very healthy competition din
That's right.
among athletes.
And competition can be healthy, and competition should be healthy, and not just basketball. I know you started to play golf during this time. Pero Alyssa, halimbawa lang, ito yung na may biruan lamang. If you were to match 30 to a friend, to a girlfriend ninyo nila Keith, kanino mo imamatch si 30? Ito naman biruan lang, tayo lang naman. This is what the fans want to know. If you were to match 30, kanino?
Oh my God. Okay. Ano na lang, Tito Boy, I think, ang hirap, Tito Boy, na pero ako, Tito Boy, kung saan talaga, kung anong sport yung gusto ni Thirdy, okay lang. Kung kahit walang sport, merong sport, basta mahal si Thirdy. Wow! Ang hirap, Tito Boy, ang hirap magsalita dito, Tito Boy.
Talaga, hindi. Tayo lang naman eh. Parang kinabahan naman si Thirdy. Hindi muna kita pipilitin, Alyssa. Pero ikaw, Kif, kung ito naman hypothetical lang, if you were to match, if you were to, to arrange a date for third, kanino mo siya imamatch?
Itago na lang natin sa pangalang
Ano? Sige na. Ano?
Well, si Thirdy kasi,
Sino nga? Yung sentence.
Ito ba kung sino kasi si Thirdy.
If you were to,
Ikaw na lang, Tito Boy.
Tito Boy,
Hindi ko alam eh. Sino? Si Bea?
Well,
hindi, no?
Hindi ko din alam eh. Actually, honest, wala kaming alam, Tito Boy. Kasi,
hindi, kaya nga the question, Kiefer, is hypothetical. Kung halimbawa lang, hindi naman to totoo eh. Hypothetical lang.
Mahilig sa mga mahilig, siguro isang model siguro.
Isang model.
Yan. A model siguro.
Sino bang mga fashion models ngayon? Ikaw, Thirdy, sino pinaka-type mo sa mga models ngayon?
Wala po akong maisip na model dito. Nagulat pa rin po ako dito. I'm still stunned.
Alam mo?
Yung teammate mo dati. Yung teammate mo dati.
Sino yung teammate mo dati? Sige na, magbigyan natin yung...
Import na dati, import.
Who was this?
Si Thirdy po, Tito Boy, very private pagdating sa sa ganyang Kaya, ang sabi, full support naman kami, Tito Boy. Grabe, di ba po? Grabe, wala kami masabi, Tito Boy.
Lahat tayo tumahimik.
Parang natatakot kayo that after this interview, sabi, ba't mo naman sinabi yun? Obvious naman. Okay, here's another question from Christine Nazareth Sarol. Para sa inyong tatlo, ano po advice nyo sa mga student athletes? Pa-shout out din Ate Lai and Manong. Her name is Christine Sarol, Nazareth Sarol. Pa-shout out daw.
Hi, Christine.
Okay, so what is your piece of advice para sa mga student athletes?
Well, I'll start siguro. Advice, know how to prioritize. Kasi syempre, student athlete, may school, may sport. So, you have to really learn how to manage your time. That would make it easier for you para hindi ka nagagahol sa oras, hindi ka din puyat masyado na hindi ka na makaka-train or you're gonna let your body suffer na hindi ka makaka-perform pagdating sa mga games mo. So, yun, prioritize, manage your time.
Pero Kiefer, kanino ba sila makikinig halimbawa? Kung may potential, kung gaano sila kagaling, in the business, I can answer that, in the entertainment business. But in sports, halimbawa, is there such a thing na mag-aral ka na lang? Or there's a way of assessing yourself na I'm not going to be a Kiefer Ravena, I'm not going to be a Alyssa Valdez. Pwedeng ganon? Or do you give everybody a chance na malay mo, lumipad yan pag nag-third year? Is there such a thing?
Yeah, I'd say, there's such a thing, we were always reminded, Thirdy would be, put that dangerous word, you could always reach your potential or forever gain a potential. So, it's really up to the people around you, who really matter, na
Right.
minsan mga bagay kasi na ayaw natin marinig pero yun ang totoo eh. So kailangan natin makinig dun. So yun siguro, you can assess yourself, try it out. If you're having a hard time, listen to other people on what they're saying, and then
People
try,
who matter and people
Yeah,
who matter. People
yeah,
you respect.
people who matter, and people of experience and position na know about what you're doing, and try to piece it out together and see how will it work in terms of
Right.
what you really want. Tapos yun siguro, then after that, once you try it, pag nasubukan mo na, whether it works out or hindi, pag hindi nag-work out, at least you tried it out, you never have regrets anymore of not trying it out. And if you did, na tapos bigla kang you spread your wings, be successful, then good for you, diba? So, it's still how you handle it.
The story of Thirdy is very inspiring. Kasi di ba, Thirdy, ilang beses ka naman ang nasabihan that you're not going to be as good as your father. You're not going to be a bigger star than your brother. Before I go to about the piece of advice, Thirdy, was there a game plan? Why did you become a superstar in your own right? And how did you do it?
Well, Tito Boy, I mean, growing up, just like what you've mentioned, I was always living in the shadows of my brother and my dad. Pero I'd like to say nga, it reached a point na talagang nag-turn around siya was when Coach Tab started coaching for Ateneo, and one of the first things he addressed, I think it was the second day that he got there, na kinausap niya ako personally, and he said, look, I know that there are a lot of people asking or telling you should be like your father or your dad, but the biggest pressure shouldn't come from all of those people expecting you to be like your brother or your dad, but the biggest pressure should come from yourself, from within, and being the best player that you can possibly be every single day. So ever since na sinabi na sa akin yun, naging mindset ko na rin, Tito Boy, nga, na talagang every time I go to the gym, I'm just gonna be better than who I was or what I was yesterday. And then I just kept working towards that goal until eventually, I became comfortable with just doing the things that I do best and not, having to try and be like someone else. So, eventually, Tito Boy, I was embracing my own identity as a basketball player, as my role nga, Tito Boy. And I just started getting, working hard at my craft. And then, yes, Tito Boy, I think it led me to where I am now, that mentality.
Right. Ang takeaway ko doon sa sinabi mo, lalo na sa maraming guro, halimbawa, or maraming magulang, words are powerful. Words matter. It started with the words of your coach, Coach Tab, and see how those words affected the student athlete who was Thirdy Ravena. I'll go to you, Alyssa. What piece of advice would you offer a student? Ang ganda rin kasi Lai, nung kwento ng buhay mo. But coming from your story, what is the best advice you have for student athletes?
I would love to say, Tito Boy, that I think medyo weird pakinggan, pero kahit nahihirapan ka, dapat nag-e-enjoy ka through the process of everything. I truly believe na training supposed to, syempre, papahirapan ka talaga, may challenges talaga, pero at the end of the day, kailangan mo talaga ding ma-enjoy. If hindi mo siya na-enjoy or hindi siya, baka it's not meant for you talaga. But if you're sacrificing something and having a hard time but still enjoying what you do, I think that's when you know that you're really passionate about it, and baka para sa iyo din talaga. Ganun po yung natutunan ko sa siguro sa story ko, since before, hindi ko sasabihin, Tito Boy, na nahihirapan ako, but I just really enjoyed the process talaga. From high school, kahit nahihirapan ako sa training, kahit hirap ako na mahiwalay sa family ko, na-enjoy ko yung journey. So, I think meron kasing reward right after. So, kahit ngayon medyo mahirap, pero at na-enjoy mo, at the end of the day, meron talagang reward sa dulo po.
At mahal mo. mahal mo yung laro at saka ako naniniwala ko, sorry, I'm listening to you now. Meron kasi din mga bagay na nakatadhana. There are things that are destined, but you have to cooperate with that. It's not written in the stars, or it is written in the stars, but you have to go for it to know if it's really meant. Lai, para pa rin sa ito, this is a question from Stella Maris. For Lai, makakasama ka po ba sa national team?
Tito Boy, I think I'm not in the position to say anything po kung mapapasama nga sa national team kasi meron din may mga tamang tao din po na makakasagot sa question na yun. But pag pinatawag, and syempre, Tito Boy, alam niyo naman po yung commitment and dedication natin sa national team and para sa bansa, hindi naman po tayo. Gustong-gusto po nating ilaban at i-represent din naman po ang country kung sakali po na masama po tayo sa national team.
Top of mind, Alyssa, who is the better player than Alyssa Valdez? Just name me one name. You don't have to answer if you don't like the answer, but
Tanovachi.
That's hard, Tito Boy.
okay, I understand. I really understand that. I understand. Okay, here's a question for Lian Seva. 30. We have seen how organized and disciplined B League is. What are the best practices in B League that you can share with the PBA League for our own league to be better and remain competitive? Magbigay ka lang isa, dalawa na tips.
Well, Tito Boy, first of all, hi Lian. Thanks for the question. And to answer that question, I think it would be a little challenging. Number one, because I haven't played in the PBA. Like, it would be hard for me to really grasp what the rules and regulations are and compare it to the B League because it's my first professional year. Okay. And I spent it in Japan, so I wouldn't be able to say directly, but I think in Japan, kasi Tito Boy, it's really good that they have disciplined leagues and yan, Tito Boy. It's, that's all I can say.
No, but eventually you want to play for PBA.
Yes, of course, Tito Boy. I feel like it's part.
Right.
It should be part of my career just to make it fulfilling and worthwhile. Kasi you want to play in your country naman.
Okay. Here's another question for you, 30. Ang daming tanong. Bibilisan lang natin. From our count, ideal girl, 30.
Funny, easy to get along with, also friends and family, and adventurous, because I like, just like what I mentioned kanina, adventurous. So I think those primarily, Tito Boy.
Gaano kahalaga ang pagtanggap ng pamilya mo ni, halimbawa, Kiefer, ni Alyssa, mom, dad, Danny? How important are they in the equation of the potential girlfriend? Halimbawa, gustong-gusto mo, ayaw naman ni Kiefer, ayaw naman ni Mommy, ayaw naman, it can happen. It can happen. Not that you don't have your own decision. How important is a family factor?
Tito Boy, nakikita niyo po si Manong tumatawa na po siya dyan. Pero just like what you mentioned, yun nga, for me, it's important na they get along or she gets along with my family and my friends kasi sila yung lagi kong kasama eh. I'm always, I always like to stay at the house or I always want to be in the company of my friends. So more often than not na talagang mapipilitan sila magsama and you kind of want the bond to be there and for them to be able to get along whenever they're together. So it's very important for me, Tito Boy.
Mahalaga yun. Halimbawa, pag sinabi ni Lai at saka ni Kiefer, ano yan eh, magdadalawang isip ka, no?
Yes, Tito Boy.
Okay.
Lang sa'yo nagsabi.
Lakas talaga ng dalawang ito. Here's a question from ASMR. Ate Lai, if matutuloy si Manong sa Japan, ready ka na ba sa long distance? Talaga nag-long distance ka agad relationship ninyo. But that makes sense, ha? Are you ready for that? Light your audio, Alyssa. There. Okay.
Sorry, Tito Boy. I think our
No problem.
relationship naman is parang, well, it would be challenging for sure, Tito Boy. But I would like to say na I fully parang support naman Kiefer sa lahat ng mga dreams niya and mga gusto niyang gawin. Lalo na pagdating po sa career niya. So, hopefully matapos na rin yung pandemic para if ever matuloy, 'di ba? We can just visit, 'di ba, Tito Boy?
Oo,
With you,
lipad
Tito
tayo doon.
Boy.
Lipad
And
tayo
Thirdy naman, yeah.
twice
We
a
would
month.
visit them. I think,
Twice a month.
yes.
Alyssa.
Sige, Tito Boy.
Oo.
But yeah, I think it's something na communication naman is key naman in any relationship.
Correct.
So I think mapapag-usapan naman, Tito Boy, to make it
Okay. Here's a question from Jenny or Jeannie Zail Adaw. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. For Manong po, any preparations po for upcoming PBA? Pa-shout out po sa kanilang tatlo. Thank you po, Tito Boy. Thank you, Jeannie. I'd like to pronounce this as Jeannie. Kif,
Thank you
preparasyon.
for that. Preparation, I think talks have been back and forth in terms of the people in charge. I think that's the IATF, of course, government officials, LGUs. The PBA has allowed us to practice in LGUs that are under GCQ protocols, if I'm not mistaken, or MGCQ. So most of the practices have been held out of town. So those are the sacrifices that us PBA players are making right now, and as long as we make it work, diba? I mean, it's worth it naman. Medyo mahirap lang kasi diba uwian, yung iba nagpa-practice sa Batangas, kami nagpa-practice kami sa Clark. So it's a struggle, to and from, just getting up earlier than the usual wake up call just to give allowance for travel. Malaking sakripisyo na yun, kaya I also admire my co-PBA players in making this sacrifice, to make it work and at the same time maintain a healthy and safe environment for everyone.
Okay. Here's a question from Rona Vargas. Kifly, how do you know it is the right time and the right person?
How do you know? Well,
If it is the right time and the right person.
Siguro right person when times are hard, when times are really challenging, malalaman mo yung tamang tao pag he or she sticks with you throughout those challenges.
Pero Kif, nung una mong nakita si Alyssa, meron bang parang a different kind of sensation?
Ako sobra.
Ano, no?
Inilig ako sobra.
Yun, may kilig ba? Oh, may kilig, di ba? And you would know. The right time naman, I think...
the right time siguro, wala din talaga makakapagsabi niyan. Pero siguro, yun nga, sa tao, of course, you admire also, a person. It's not so often that you meet a person as competitive or as you, or even more competitive. Right. So, parang, ikaw din, matcha-challenge ka din di ba? So, and I guess that was probably one of the foundations of our relationship, is just challenging one another, whether with our sport or in life in general. I've challenged her more than she challenged me.
Okay. You can answer that. Tungkol sa kailan mo, how was it? The first time you saw Kiefer, nagwapuhan ka? I mean, did you imagine na liligawan ako nito, may in love to sa akin? May ganun?
Una pa lang, Tito Boy, kahit di pa kami nagmi-meet, ganun na parang nung narinig ko ng pangalan niya.
wala, Tito Boy, late bloomer ako, madungis ako nung muna niya ako nakilala.
Pangalan pa, lakas naman.
Niya, Tito Boy, okay na.
Pangalan pa.
The right person is someone really na kung sino yung brings out the best in you talaga, Tito Boy.
That's true.
Parang, you don't know how, but nagiging better ka as a person or nagiging stronger ka. And you guys are growing together. I feel like yun yung isa sa mga things na I really appreciate with you. Yeah.
Sino ang siloso sa inyo?
Wala naman. Wala sa amin, Tito Boy.
Talaga? I mean, you don't, do you fight, Kif and Alyssa?
Yeah, we do. You know, we'd have arguments every now and then. Just because competitive we both are.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's normal, I'd say, you know, just controlling everything. Pero, you know, madalas how we approach it is actually you know, we let cooler heads prevail first. You know, hindi kami magsasalita in the heat of the moment. You know, we try to walk away first and then, you know, have our own space and talk amongst it pag medyo cool na parehas. So, parang it works out for us naman. Pero when it comes to...
And Kif, when that happens, kung hindi man kayo siloso, when that happens, whether, you know, Alyssa is right or wrong, or whether we're right or wrong, sino ang mahilig lumapit? Na halika nga dito, usap nga tayo. Who makes the first move?
Madalas ako.
I'm always right, Tito Boy.
Madalas ako, and malamang sa malamang tama din siya.
I didn't get that, Alyssa. Who is always right?
I'm always right, Tito Boy. Kiefer knows that. No.
I like that. Okay, here's our last question from Marilyn Perez. When ang kasal, Marilyn, thank you for the question. I wanted to ask this. When ang kasal for Alyssa and Kiefer? You know why? I keep on reading a lot of materials. Totoo nga naman, publicly you admitted that you were together on Tonight with Boy Abunda. So, bilang na bilang, you know, you've been together for 5 years. So, Marilyn Perez is asking, when ang kasal for Alyssa? Do you talk about this?
Yeah, we do. We do naman. I mean, we're not getting any younger, as I've said. You know, I mean, if you would agree, Tito Boy, I think we're in the right age to talk about, you know, in moving up our relationship. Pero siguro, you know, ano pa sukob ba, Tito Boy Then, kasi hindi naman ganun. Kasi we're just both getting back on our feet in terms of our careers. Siyempre, pagdating sa basketball and sa volleyball, in terms of sports in general. Gusto pa namin yun, you know, medyo mas maging stable pa in terms of what we're doing. Para pagdating dun sa panahon na ready na kami, kaya namin harapin yung isa't isa na sabihin namin na okay na, ready na tayo para wala nang hindi na tayo syempre hindi ka na naghahanap ng way paano ba matuloy or something like that.
That's true.
Parang syempre this is a big event in our lives, 'di ba? Parang I mean, hopefully naman isang beses lang kami kakasal. Diba? So we want to make it, you know, the best experience. Okay. So you know, it's in that process.
Okay. So, what do you want to say when the topic of marriage is brought up?
Sabi ko, bahala na si Tito Boy. Si Tito Boy talaga. May mga promise si Tito Boy before.
Tito Boy. Actually, Tito Boy ang may sagot talaga.
Hindi. Ako, ngayon sa pinag-uusapan natin, sagot ko yung gown.
Sino? Michael 5.
Tito Boy, parang okay na pala.
Kaibigan ko yan. Kaya yan. Oo. Kailangan yan.
Tito Boy, I think we respect naman yung careers muna namin as of the moment. And sabi nga natin, walang right time, we make the right time. That's talaga. Right. And we feel like as of the moment, we have to focus talaga and syempre maximize pa yung kung ano yung sa careers namin. Kasi lalo na on my part, Tito Boy, syempre hindi rin ako mas matagal siguro si Keith makakapaglaro ng basketball as compared sa mas matagal ako makakapaglaro ng volleyball. But yun lang naman, Tito Boy. I think we're just really trying to get back on our feet pagdating sa careers namin. And who knows, Tito Boy, depende po sa'yo, Tito Boy. We'll ask you.
Pag depende sa akin, Alyssa, pag depende sa akin, mapapabilis. Oo. Thirdy, somebody told me that whoever she is, alam mo, hindi ko talaga alam kung sino, yung crush daw ni Thirdy is watching right now. What do you want to say to the girl that you will eventually date?
Good luck.
I like that. Good luck dahil.
Hindi, joke lang, Tito Boy.
God bless you.
Good choice pala. Good choice.
Good choice. I like that. The good choice. That's a lovely answer. Okay, to end this conversation, I just wanted to give you a chance. Alam ko naman you're always together pag nandito ka sa Pilipinas, sir, pag magkakasama kayo. But can you ask each other a question that you've never asked each other before? Sa bunso tayo mag-umpisa. 30, any question did you want to ask Kiefer and Alyssa that you haven't asked them in the past?
Okay. For Alyssa, sige, sumala natin kay Alyssa. Kung papapiliin ka, ilang anak at ilang aso yung gusto mo?
Oo, dahil mahilig ka sa pets. That's right. Ilang anak? Nag-blackout na si Kiefer.
Sorry.
I think okay na kami sa kay Blakey and kay Louie. Pag anak, I would say 3 if kaya.
Okay.
O if kaya.
Kaya yun? Oo,
Kaya.
andito naman si Tito Boy. Okay, 30 kay Kif.
Never asked. How proud are you of me?
Oh.
Ikaw yung naka-witness ng most of the yung mga hagulgul ko sa telepono kay mama. Naalala mo yung hindi ako pumasa, naririnig mo ata yung umiiyak ako.
Usapan lang namin yan recently. So, sobrang pinag-uusapan lang namin yan recently. But to go back to your question, siguro, very proud, you know, and ever since pa lang nung Ateneo pa lang, di ba? So, parang I was just hiding it, I'd say, because that's just how competitive I am. Ayaw ko sabihin na yung mas bata akong kapatid, mas marami nang na-achieve sa akin, mas magaling sa akin, di ba? So, parang, and to witness your journey and as being a trailblazer and being a dream chaser, you know, it's an amazing feat kasi syempre dala mo naman yung pangalan natin kahit saan eh, di ba? So, but then again, you know, the responsibility also grows and grows when a lot of people are just looking at you and you know, everything else is magnified. So I've learned that with Tito Boy and yun, but yeah, very proud on all your achievements and what you are going to achieve in the future.
Okay, I have a question that occurred to me just now. This is for 30 and Kiefer. I know this is a wild question. This will not happen. This may not happen. It can happen. If you were in a game against each other, and you have the ball, you have the last ball. Alam mo yun yung last second, last cinematic. How do you call that, Kif?
I'll take the last shot, Tito Boy.
No. I mean, you know, and then each one of you talk to each other, and you badly need to win, and you know what the game means to the other. Would you sacrifice that shot, knowing that you can do the shot?
Oh,
ikaw.
Ano pala, baliktad.
Baliktad niya eh.
One would have to lose, kumbaga, Tito Boy.
One would have to lose, and you know, and that's dependent on how you're going to do that free shot or something. What would you do? Ikaw, Kif?
Yeah, I'd probably shoot it and try to win.
Try to win. Ikaw, 30.
Yeah, I wouldn't lose either, Tito Boy.
Competitive talaga.
Yeah.
And then just talk about it later. Okay.
Yeah.
Ikaw, let's go to you, Kif. Ihuli natin si Lai. What would you want to ask 30 and Alyssa? A question that you've never asked.
Thoughts. Kay 30, medyo hindi ko napagandaan kasi ang dami na naming interviews, but this question was really surprising and it was really never asked before pa, no? So, ano ba to? Well, siguro kay Alyssa na muna, so I'll have a little bit more time to think with 30.
Will you marry me? Ganon?
Wala pa naman. Wala pa naman.
Okay.
Siguro since 30 talked about, you know, having kids and the dogs, kung may sunog, tapos isa lang ang masasagip mo, si Louie or si Blake?
I would probably save, oh my gosh, si Blake na lang. Since Louie can run. Mas mabilis siya tumakbo kaysa si Blake.
Five, just a background dito boy are two French bulldogs. Si Blake and si Louie yung mini-min ko. Si Louie is the younger one who's really energetic and is very athletic for his physique to be honest.
Oh, that's right. Follow-up question to that. Sandali, a follow-up question to that, Kif. Halimbawa sa isang bangka, andun si Louie, si Blake ba? Blake. Louie, Blake, at saka Kiefer. Ikaw lang ang may kapangyarihan i-save. Sino ang isi-save mo? Si Louie, Blake, or si Kiefer?
Oh, the dogs. Hindi,
The dogs. Marunong naman lumangoy si Kiefer eh.
Probably Kiefer would say that also, Tito Boy, if tatanungin mo siya. But probably, I would save Keith kasi alam ko tutulungan niya ako i-save yung dalawang.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Alam mo, I'm wondering why you didn't join beauty contests. That's a wonderful answer. Hindi mo naisip yun? Hindi duman sa isipan mo yan, Lai?
Alyssa.
Alyssa. Hindi dumaan?
Not really, Tito Boy. I think I'm exposed to beauty pageants just recently lang din since I've known people na sumasali. But I've realized na it's parang super hirap din po talaga. Grabe yung training. So I really commend all the girls who's been like representing our country and joining beauty pageant. Kasi hindi
like Michelle, gumabaw, di ba?
Yes, Tito Boy. I've seen her din talaga kung ano yung mga preparation. So, siguro sa next life ko, Tito Boy, kasi overage na po talaga.
Okay. Kif, what would you ask 30?
Siguro for 30, just a little flashback question. Parang, how did you feel growing up na parang everybody was comparing you to me and especially to Papa na naglalaro ka, hindi ka pa ganun ka-engaged pagdating sa basketball di ba yung time na yon. So, ano yung feeling mo nung time na yon?
Well, yun nga, yung pressure, yung naisip ko kasi nung pinapanood kita, grabe ka score. And every time na maglalaro ako, feel ko pag hindi ako nakaka-score, hindi maganda yung laro ko. So, coming into every game, yung iniisip ko lang ako, kailangan ko score kasi malakas score si Manong or si Papa. So, every game, parang nape-pressure ako na score and you know what they say, pag mas pinipilit mo, mas hindi gumagana para sa'yo. So, that was a struggle na especially even going to higher levels na gagaling ka, pero yung mentality mo kind of stays the same, which is why your game is, even though nakaka-score ka, other people would still say na, medyo pilit pa rin yung laro niya. And nararamdaman nga yung mga tao na ganun nga yung laro mo. Kasi iniisip mo na kailangan mo ipilit na makascore ka. So, ganun yung nararamdaman ko before. And eventually, yun when I experienced that in college, coach.
Pero 30, habang nangyayari yun, how were Mosey and your dad and Bong connecting to a young boy like you who had that kind of a feeling?
Well, luckily, Tito Boy, I think I've had parents na talaga who are very understanding and they know that they really try to find ways na to get through me. Yung kasi feel nila na yung sasabihin nila ako, I'll always come up with some excuse, which is kind of my defense mechanism na hindi naman kasi hindi ko pinipilit, hindi lang talaga sumushoot. Yung parang ganun na excuse. So they really try to be patient with me and I'm very lucky to have parents like that. Si Mama yung on the patient side. Si Papa more on the coaching kasi coach si Papa. Correct. So there's a certain strictness that comes with it. But at the end of the day, you don't have perfect games. So you just talk about like, ganito mo siya may improve. And that's normal naman, Tito Boy.
And that's very important, 30, that we talk about it. Alam mo kung bakit? Importante na, because, some kids may expect some parents may say, I want to give more attention. I want to give, wala kasing perfect formula, diba? Yung relasyon na ganun. I want to give more attention to 30 because he is on his way. What about Kiefer? So kailangan talaga not naman perfect balance, but you have to be able to do that balancing act. Liza, ikaw naman, tanong sa brothers.
Ako, okay, I would start with Kuya 30. Kuya, masaya
Yes.
ba ang puso mo ngayon? Tito Boy,
Masaya.
okay ba yung question ko, Tito Boy?
Maganda. Masaya ba ang puso mo ngayon?
Alyssa.
30.
Yes, Kuya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ba?
Wow.
Alam mo itong 30 na to, may itinatago talaga ito. 30, follow
Yes,
up lang.
question na siya, Tito Boy.
The very first time you learned that Alyssa was a girlfriend of Kiefer, ano ang reaction mo?
Oh, it was kind of funny kasi Tito Boy, Alyssa and I would also hang out as friends nung nasa...
Akala ko, sasabihin ko sana, niligawan mo rin ba si Alyssa? Sorry, hang out. Okay, as friends. Okay.
Yeah, pero yun, Tito Boy, which is a funny story. Nagulat ako at first, but I was like, I was okay with it naman. And gusto naman talaga sila masaya, Tito Boy. I'm for that.
Okay. Question for Kiefer.
I don't normally ask this kay Manong talaga. Grabe nakakaya. Pero kailan medyo
Alam mo, you're so cool. Sige na, Alyssa.
Okay. Ano yung ginagawa ko na, kasi Tito Boy, sabihin ni Keith, di ako sweet na tao talaga. Pero ano yung ginagawa ko para na kinikilig ka?
Sagutin mo yan ng maayos.
Sagutin mo yan.
Actually, to be honest, Tito Boy, a lot of things talaga na ginagawa niya. Hindi kasi ako expressive eh. Hindi ako expressive na tao na makikita mo na kinikilig talaga ako. Pero as much as possible, ang gusto ko maparamdam sa'yo is yung na-appreciate yung ginagawa mo. Pero siguro, the small things, Alyssa really loves doing the small things, the little things na tipong uuwi ako sa bahay, uuwi ako sa bahay, hindi ko naman in-expect na may food, pero nakapag-order na siya, may kakainin na ako. Yung mga ganung bagay lang.
Okay.
Talagang pwede ng pang-asawa, Tito Boy. Alam mo yung ganun.
I get it.
Pero yun nga, Tito Boy. Parang hindi lang ako talaga expressive when it comes to the kilig factor. Pero, syempre, parang sa loob-loob mo, parang ang laking burden nung natitake off nun sa'yo na hindi mo naiisip. Iba ka pang kailangan gawin, di ba? Nandun na siya, ready.
Correct.
I guess those are the things that she really does for me, the small things na kahit nung nasa bubble ako, she would reach out and do my grocery pag pwede na magpadala ng ayuda. So, yung mga ganung bagay, Tito Boy, is deeply appreciated. And I guess one thing that I haven't really shown to her is how to express that appreciation talaga. So,
that's true.
But I don't know, there's probably something wrong with me. I'm not really that expressive, pero
it's never too late. It's never too late,
But again, yeah, it's always appreciated.
Ano ang love language ninyong dalawa?
Si Alyssa, shoes and bags. Ay, di ba?
Hindi kaya.
Hindi ba?
Service and act of, and ano ba? Affirmation siguro.
Yeah.
Affirmation.
Yeah.
Pero last question lang. That was a nice question. Anong ginagawa ko nagpapakilig? Baliktarin natin. Anong ginagawa ni Kiefer na nagpapakilig sa'yo?
Tito Boy, lahat. Hindi.
Si Thirdy parang si Thirdy parang
Si Thirdy parang nagpapakilig sa'yo, Thirdy.
Parang
meron daw eh. May nag-message sa akin may nagpapakilig daw talaga eh.
Tito Boy, galing nung pag-iwas ni Alyssa sa tanong, no? Hindi na sinagot. Kala niya makakaalis siya.
Hindi, babalikan ko yan.
Sasagutin din ni Kuya. I think one thing na nakakapagpakilig sa akin, well, Kiefer, very ano, sobrang grabe siya, Tito Boy, ever since na nanliligaw pa lang siya. Lahat din ng little things. Simula sa pagkain, hindi niya ako, I think it's really food na nakapagpa.
That's
Alam
true.
mo yun, one thing, yung way talaga sa heart namin mga babae. But one thing na hindi ko siguro pa nasasabi kay Keith is that pag nahuhuli ka siyang tumitingin sa akin, wow, feeling!
Pag nahuhuli mo siyang nakatingin sa'yo,
Oo, Tito Boy, ang dami kasi parang lagi. Hindi, joke lang. Pero hindi, Tito Boy, I think Kiefer
pero
naman.
nakakakilig yun ha, pag hindi mo alam
Tito
na,
Boy.
yes.
Kaso minsan lang yun, most of the time, nasa phone siya. Hindi, everything. Pero yun, Tito Boy, one thing na na-appreciate ko talaga is marunong din siyang maka-appreciate ng mga tao. Lalo na sa parents niya. I think one thing na yun yung
That's
consistent talaga siya.
At saka yung panakaw na tingin, okay yun. Maraming okay yun. Liza, maraming salamat. 30, salamat. And Keith, salamat. You guys take care and thank you for doing this. And I pray that one day we'll be able to do an interview face to face. And umaasa tayo, we hope, di ba? Na patuloy pa rin ang paglaro ng basketball, paglaro ng volleyball, and this too shall pass. Ika nga. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye, Kid. Bye-bye, Alyssa. Bye-bye, 30. Maraming salamat. Ayan po. Maraming salamat. Wow, what a conversation. Loved it. Ang dami kong takeaway. Competitive. You can actually be competitive among, members of the family, but continue that love, retain, sustain that love you have for one another. And makikita niyo ho talaga yung relasyon, makikita niyo yung pagmamahalan nila sa isa't isa while being engaged in very competitive sports. Babalik lang ako doon sa sinabi ng aking kapitbahay na kasabay namin sa jogging. They're so good. They're good children. They're very beautiful people. And they are. And I am grateful that we have this chance to do a conversation with them tonight. Maraming salamat muli dito sa interviewers of the Boy Abunda Talk channel. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the Boy Abunda Talk channel. And stay kind, stay blessed, and live and love in abundance and make your nanay proud. Goodbye for now.